Well, welcome to the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Championship Relegation Playoff. It's Graigue, Ballycallan and Danesfort here live from a beautiful sun-drenched John Locke Park here in Callan with a 2 o'clock throw, and our referee Maurice Flynn is in the middle of the park. He's ready to get the action underway with standby referee Kieran Canavan and our linesman Willie Carney on this side of the park as well. Graigue, Ballycallan in their traditional sky blue jerseys line out with Richie O'Neill in goal. The full back line is Dara Egan at 2. Conor Flynn, the captain, wears number 3 with Stephen Keown at left corner back number 4. The half-back line is Tom Dunphy at 5, Eamon Egan 6, and Killian Egan wears the number 7 shirt. Middle of the park, Philly Cal wears number 8. Tommy Ronan today wears the number 9 shirt, partnering him in the middle of the park. Colin Prenderville is at 10, Shane Butler number 11, and Aaron Brennan at number 12. Billy Ryan, who had his injuries during the year, but Billy is back to playing this relegation playoff. He did play the last day at UPMC Nolan Park also, and Sean Ryan is in at full forward. Conor Murphy moves to top of the left, and a man that will be relied upon for dead ball situations in this relegation playoff for the Graigue Ballycallan team. Well, for Danesfort, they put up one hell of a battle against Mullinavat the last day out at UPMC Nolan Park. Kevin Ireland is in goal. There's a few positional switches, and a lot of them, and a few new recruits in on the Danesfort team today. Jay Cullen starts at right corner back wearing number 7. Des Dunn is at full back but will move to left corner back. He wears number 3, and Dermot Phelan looks like he will swap with Jay Cullen in that full back line. So a bit of movement there. Paul Murphy wears the number 4 shirt. He will start at right half back. Cathal O'Neill holds on to his position, not moved anywhere in the park for Danesfort. He wears the number 6 and is anchored at the centre half back position. Darragh O'Neill wears 5. He's at left half back. Philly Cooney comes into the middle of the park wearing number 17, and Padraig Mullen is his partner with the number 10 shirt on his back. Half forward line is Colin Phelan, Paddy Hogan and Paddy Hickey. Again, the numbers not as normal in a half forward line, but as I've said, they've made the changes. James Mullally is top of the right with number 12, Robbie Walsh full forward with number 9, and Jack Bruton the top of the left. No place for Richie Hogan. He's still injured. We might see a little bit of Richie during the game, but his injuries, hamstring injury, keeps him out of this big relegation playoff. Derek Dooley from Danesfort, as we said, Derek, he will be a big loss to Danesfort today as such. I know the lads are going to give it 100%, but Richie Hogan is a talismanic figure. He's an inter-county player. All clubs need good players. He's one of the best in the business. Scored 17 points the last day. Massive loss.
Yeah, he's been our centre pole for the last number of games, but just with injury out today. So today, I suppose, with Richie out, we're really looking for somebody else to stand up and lead, and that's what we're hoping. Okay, Derek, well, the best of luck on that. Well, it is Danesfort playing from left to right, defending the town end goal, but the first ball goes in from them, and that's a wide for Danesfort in John Locke Park here. So if you just joined us, it is the relegation playoff in the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling here in Kilkenny. Good afternoon to all our viewers and all our listeners. Richie O'Neill for Graigue, Ballycallan sends this one down towards the stand. Pitch in a perfect condition. Beautiful stick work there by Aaron Brennan. Normally a corner forward, number 12 today. The long ball delivered in by Killian Egan. That's a big ball in around the house, and Kevin Ireland just watches that trickle to the left and wide. So that's 2 early wides in the game, and it is Danesfort defending that town end goal, as I say. Pat Hooban is looking after the Graigue Ballycallan team. So where is Kevin Ireland going with this one? Looks out the field, looking to find players on their own. Tommy Ronan stands all alone for Graigue Ballycallan. He's looking to defend this one. Tommy wears number 9 for them today. Now the ball breaks and suits Danesfort running forward into the 45 metre line, but picked up again this time by Tommy Ronan. Nice low ball from Tommy right to the far side. Billy Ryan just trickles off Billy's stick, didn't control it. Line ball on that far side for Danesfort. So they'll try and make this business-like in the opening exchanges here. A game which is 30 minutes aside, remember, and has to finish today. So if we finish level at the end of full time, we've 10 minutes of extra time each way, and if it's still level after that, we go to a penalty shootout. How about that if that happens? But here's the sideline ball right over to the far side of the park, and it is Danesfort. We're looking for a free there because their corner forward Jack Bruton went into that ball, but Ballycallan win it and send it downfield. Still waiting for the first score. The crowd enjoying this one. They're back to few people that are here. Lovely move from Danesfort, but well cut out by Philly Cal. Philly Cal sends it down into a corner forward position, but I think it's overcooked, and that will run to the left and wide. So still no scores here in John Locke Park, and we're into the second minute here in the relegation playoff. So another hook out coming for the Danesfort goalkeeper, Kevin Ireland. Kevin has been an ever-present for the last 3 games for Danesfort in that goal. Massive poke out, lands it on the 45, opposite end of the park, picked up by 12.
That is James Mullally for Danesfort. Now, can they work it forward, get the first score? That's gone goalwards, but it's another wide, and Mullally puts that one to the wide, so 2 wides now for Danesfort. So a little bit of nerves out there for this relegation playoff, a place in the intermediate championship for the losers, of course, and the winners sustain senior status for 2021 in Kilkenny. And of course, Dixborough and Ballyhill Shamrocks qualified for the county final yesterday, winning both their semi-finals. 2 interesting games. Ball cleared by Cathal O'Neill. Cathal sends it downfield. Corner forward position. Tidying it up there for Graigue Ballycallan is Stephen Keown. Sturdy number 4, Stephen. Plays it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Richie O'Neill. Nice ball from Richie. Right down towards the 45. Good defence there, but the pick and ball picked up by Billy Ryan. Billy goes forward, urged on by the Ballycallan backroom team. Gets it back to Aaron Brennan. Flings it in. Have we the first score? We have, and Graigue Ballycallan are off on the scoreboard. 3 minutes on the clock. That's one, and that is Aaron Brennan, wearing number 12 today, normally at corner forward, but he has struck that very, very well indeed. So just about 3 minutes played. Davy Cashin on stats and statistics and time for today. Taking a break from the musical career at the moment. Fine hurler as well he was, still is, plays a little bit, better on the mandolin. As the ball comes back downfield now, breaks infield, good chance here for Sean Ryan. Referee says that's a free. Referee Morris Flynn has the hand up, blew the whistle, so we have a 20 metre free and a little bit of old argy-bargy going on, but not a lot in it. A little bit of tension because there's a lot at stake for both of these teams this afternoon, but Morris Flynn was dead set that was a free, and it's a chance for Ballycallan to register their second score. And the man I did mention, Conor Murphy, has been sublime from dead ball situations throughout the Kilkenny Championship and the league, and he sends in his first one of the afternoon. So 2 points to Graigue Ballycallan, Aaron Brennan and Conor Murphy. And Derek, I know it's early days, there is a little bit of nerves out there I think, but Danesfort will be a little bit not concerned, but to have 2 wides when they possibly should have had a score.
Absolutely, those goals, will be absolutely rude at the end of the match if they didn't get them, So I suppose we've been in this situation before, early nerves, but hopefully we'll settle into a pattern of play. But Ballycallan seem to have got it into that pattern just before them.
They certainly have. Billy Ryan, thanks for that. That's Derek Dooley from the Danesfort Club. Lovely turn on the far side. Billy Ryan set up the move now. The return ball comes back, sends it in. Is that the third one? It's wide. It's a wide ball, so we've had a few wides in the game. 2 for Ballycallan, 2 for Danesfort. Early days yet in the game. It's early days yet, so 5 minutes on the clock here in Callan. 30-minute half, of course, and we will have a water break in and around 15 minutes. So the puck out will come from Kevin Ireland. It's a beautiful day here. It's around 21 degrees in Callan. Beautiful pitch here, John Locke Park. Last time Graigue Ballycallan had a very important match here, was a Leinster semi-final against the Kildare opposition back in the day. Now the referee is indicating there's something wrong. I'm not quite sure what he's indicating. I think he's telling one of the mentors to get back from the side of the park. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. Meanwhile, we'll concentrate on play. Kevin Ireland, again another fine puck out from Kevin, lands it right down on the 45. Ballycallan half of the park. That's Paddy Hogan in possession. Paddy first, that's another wide for Danesfort, and they're probably trying to overdo it a little bit at the moment. They just have to relax a bit, but early days yet, as I've said, and a little bit of nerves from the lads out there. Richie O'Neill with the puck out. Back behind his own goal. The signal is the left hand is up, so that's a signal to somebody outfield. He knows where the ball's going to go, and it's going to go short to Eamon Egan. And Eamon again drives it down to the full forward line. First to show was Colin Prenderville, but the ball slips in field and Sean Ryan races for it. There's a corner back was behind him, was Dermot Phelan. But the referee said there was a foul there, and it's going to be a free into Graigue Ballycallan. So it remains 2 points to Graigue Ballycallan. No score yet for Danesfort. They'll be hoping to register their first very soon, but it looks like Ballycallan are about to register their third through Conor Murphy. So he's just outside the 20-metre line. Breeze is blowing across the field from the stand across. It'll have little impact on the game. It was never going to be a problem for Conor Murphy. He sends in that. It's his second. Aaron Brennan got the first from play. Danesfort yet to score. And the game will restart from the stick of Kevin Ireland. This time he's going to vary it and send it down the stand side. He's looking to bring Paddy Hogan into play. Paddy flicks it across towards Pádraig Mullen. Mullen was sort of hooked from behind and gets the ball in, but across goes Stephen Keown of the Graigue Ballycallan team. He's left that behind him on the 13-metre line. A little bit of scrappy play, and Danesfort can capitalise here. Now, have they a chance? There was a free there, hand on the back, so Danesfort with a free. and this is an ideal opportunity for them to register their first score. So what can Danesfort do here? Richie not on the field, so the free, it looks like Paddy is going over to take it. So Paddy Hogan moves across on the 20-metre line. Bit of an angle, plenty of wide open space behind the houses at the end of John Locke Park. Well, Maurice Flynn, the referee, checks his watch. Early days as of yet. One or two of the Ballycallan players, one is tying his lace right in front of goal. The referee is walking across to see what the situation is, and we're just held up for one reason or other. I think he's just allowing the player to tie his lace, and that's fair enough. But meanwhile, Danesfort have the free, and it's a score they need. Maybe the boot had come off, I hadn't seen it, but he's got time to put it back on. As I said, Morris giving him the time. Kieran Canavan is the standby referee today, and Willie Carney the sideline official. This is an important strike. It's simple as it looks for Danesfort. They've got to get it, and they have. That's the first one for them. It's gone in and it's gone over the bar. So Derek, that's the one that might settle them. It's early days, of course.
We needed that one there, because as we said, Ballycallan were the quicker to settle, and certainly the Ballycallan half backline midfield seem to be on top at the moment. But hopefully that score will settle Danesfort down, get into a rhythm of play, and take it from there. Okay,
that's Derek Dooley, Danesfort with us here this afternoon. We'll be getting the views of a few people as we go through the course of the game here on Eddie Hughes Productions. Live here from John Locke Park. It's back with Eamon Egan of Graigue Ballycallan. No nonsense defending from Eamon. 2 against 2 in the full forward line. Ball breaks. Danesfort get a touch, but chasing it was Sean Ryan. Sean won it back, and he did well. Des Dunn came out to try and add his way to the challenge, but Danesfort have defended this one well, and a good old battle in the right half forward position between the centre fielder Robbie Walsh and Killian Egan. Egan won the battle there, goes into the middle, and out comes Paddy Hogan. Paddy threw the shoulder in to try and win possession. Referee wasn't happy. He's given the free, and there was good work there by Colm Phelan of Danesfort, the number 13, and the free is from about 2 metres back inside their own half of the park. Paddy is stepping in to take it. The linesman on this side says that's exactly where it is. Paddy has picked up a slight knock on this occasion. It's never ideal really to take a free or do something when you have got a knock, but Paddy is getting time to draw the breath, and the referee Morris walks in to the 45-metre line, and Paddy has the distance. Has he the accuracy to bring it back to a 1-point game? Paddy Hogan, fine strike from Paddy, drops in. It's a wide ball. It's 4 wides for Danesfort. 4 wides, and we have 10 minutes gone here in the opening half in the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Relegation Playoff. It's Graigue Ballycallan and Danesfort. Big ball from Richie O'Neill. Downfield it goes. Billy Ryan is trying to get onto this one, and Billy Ryan races onto it now. He's got plenty of pace, Billy Ryan, inside the 20-metre line. Turns off his left-hand side, sends it in. Wide ball. He was put under pressure by Danesfort. They're looking for the quick puck out. Kevin Ireland has spotted it. And the referee, he's going back to tell him to take his time and not to be rushing it. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Derek, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I think he might. Is he given a free in? Was there an advantage, or is it a free out?
I don't know what's happening there. Billy Ryan seemed to be held up.
It's a free in.
Yeah, he seemed to be held up, so he didn't give the advantage, and it is a free for Conor Murphy.
Conor Murphy with the free, so that is a little bit of a talking point. Conor can make it 4 points to 1 in the 11th minute here at John Locke Park, and as always, Conor Murphy. 3 frees for Conor, 1 from Aaron Brennan, has 4 on the board for Graigue Ballycallan. And for Danesfort, a free from Paddy Hogan. So realistically, we've only had 1 point from play in the 11 minutes we've had so far. Here's Kevin Ireland with the puck out. Lots of positional switches for the Danesfort team. Ball breaks on the 65-metre line. Philly Cal, the number 8 of Graigue Ballycallan, got a touch, but Paddy Hogan is out hovering around that half-forward line, and he capitalises on that and sends it in, and that's a quality score from Paddy Hogan. He might have been watching the stream, I think, Paddy. He said we hadn't many scores from play. Well, I did, and Paddy settled that very quickly. Quality score from Paddy. 2 points for Danesfort, 4 for Graigue Ballycallan. Game on in John Locke Park. So it is the relegation playoff. Ball out from Richie O'Neill, breaks in the middle. Danesfort hitting a bit of a purple patch now. That's Paddy Hickey sending it in. And Paddy Hickey, it's wide. He gave it every chance. The wind, I did say, is blowing across from the back of the stand, but it's not really causing much of an effect. It was an ideal opportunity for Paddy. And Hogan was successful. Hickey's just put it to the left and wide, and here we go again with Richie O'Neill down the right-hand side. Big ball from Richie. Running onto it is Colin Prenderville. Cullen turns back in field, makes a yard for himself, makes 2 yards, fires in the shot, and that's wide. We have lots of wides here in the opening exchanges. That's another one. So it still remains 4 points to 2. 4 points to 2. Kevin Ireland looking to see where he's putting this. He's getting instructions from the sideline as well. Right down on top of the 45 he sends again. Big ball. Full back Conor Flynn got a hand on it, but the breaking ball favoured Paddy Hogan, and he's driven this one wide again. That's 6 wides to Danesfort inside the opening 12 minutes, and they will be disappointed with that, getting glorious opportunities. But the game hasn't really developed as of yet. Graigue Ballycallan bench on that far side. Danesfort on the near side here. Right in front of our camera position. Richie O'Neill with the puck out. Big ball from Richie. Aaron Brennan tried to take it. He did score earlier on, but it's won by Cathal O'Neill. Good centre back call. Now he needs help, he needs support. Against Boonstyle does well. Put under a little bit of pressure. Prenderville chased them all the way. Graigue Ballycallan win it back. This is their number 15, Conor Murphy, the free taker. Drills it down into the corner, looking for Sean Ryan. Lovely take by Ryan. Des Dunn is goal side of him. Ryan back out to the 20-metre line. Centres it back to Prenderville. Prenderville just missed the flight of the ball. Tidied up by Padraig Mullen. Mullen across to Paddy Hickey wearing 11. He goes for a monstrous shot. Paddy Hickey. Oh, that is a little bit over ambitious for anybody's liking, and it's a wasted opportunity for Danesfort. And their wides are tallying up here. I make that 7 wides in the first half, and it remains 4 points to 2. So to be honest and fair about it, Danesfort have had more chances on goal than Graigue Ballycallan, but the wides might cause a little bit of frustration as Richie O'Neill and the Graigue Ballycallan goal sends this one with plenty of height. 6 players underneath it. Who's going to grab it? Nobody, because it's hit the deck. And Paul Murphy is there. Paul is still shoveling away, back from UN duty a couple of weeks ago. Settled in well to the Graigue Ballycallan, or to the Danesfort team rather, and he turned and he got that one away. And now can they capitalise this time? James Mullally underneath it, wasn't to be. Killian Egan tidies it up for Graigue Ballycallan. Beautiful ball down to Shane Butler. Butler sends it in. Oh, it's another wide. It's another wide. And I think Derek Wides is the story of today. At Danesfort, I was just saying on commentary, they will be very disappointed because they've had a hell of a lot more chances on goal than Graigue Ballycallan, but both teams off cue.
Yeah, I'm looking at about 5 or 6 wides for Danesfort in the early minutes, so as I said before, all of those chances will be valuable towards the end of the game. So I think both teams really have to straighten up in front of goal.
Well, here go Ballycallan. Billy Ryan on the far side. Billy Ryan, he's got loads of pace, this fella. Billy Ryan on the 20, gone to the 13, turns across, goal chance. Billy Ryan, oh, what a finish. What a finish for Billy Ryan. He's special when he's fit. He struggled with injuries for the start of the championship, and now in the relegation playoff, Billy Ryan has taken upon himself with the responsibility to make it from the 45 right in. Nobody could stop him, and he's put the ball in the back of the net, and we have the water break in John Locke Park at the end of 15 minutes of play from a referee, Maurice Flynn. It's 1-4 to Graigue Ballycallan, 2 points to Danesfort, and that's the way it is at the moment. Davy Cashin, a lot of wides there for Danesfort. I know Derek and myself are averaging it to be 5 or 6. I make it possibly 7, so they'll be a little bit disappointed.
About 7 wides, yeah. Good way to finish off that end of the first half there with the water break. Great goal there from Graigue Ballycallan. All to play for. Lovely day here, and it's powerful hurling.
You're behind the mics now and behind the cameras. You're not on stage at the moment, so good to see you're involved with the live streams and doing a bit of technical work, but not easy for the entertainers.
First time in a while. It's great to see the hurling. I might go out and do a half-time entertainment act there.
You won't be allowed. Just because you're working with the technical side of things. Davey, great to see you, and thanks a million.
Likewise, Brendan.
Okay, Derek, that goal came at the real right time for Graigue Ballycallan. Now, you would have heard us on commentary over the last 2 weeks with Ronnie and Michael and Taggy and the lads. Yeah. The water breaks normally change things around, and they've suited teams and haven't suited teams.
Absolutely, Brendan, and actually where the water breaks actually come in are particular scores like Billy Ryan's, where the goal comes just at the water break, breaks that momentum. But also for Ballycallan, I would imagine coming into this second quarter, as we call it now, that it will give them a sort of a lift and an urge, so again, it's a strategic time, but that goal was just so marvellous there, worked in so well, went through 3 players and hit it to the net.
Okay, Derek, well, thanks for that. So we're ready to get the second quarter underway, and it is Kevin Ireland in the Danesfort goal. Sends it downfield, breaking ball. Goes to Danesfort. It was Padraig Mullen who was trying to get it up. They have it up now. And that's the man wearing 11, Paddy Hickey. Now, has he got a score? That's another wide. They're really going for it from distance, Danesfort, but that is another one. So we will add that to our tally. So another wide. Richie O'Neill, a busy man. Back behind the goal. Winding up for a big one here. Morris Flynn, the referee. That's Richie to hurry up. Was there a bit of gamesmanship there? He just hadn't got the option he required. He tried to find Shane Butler, and it breaks towards Philly Cal. Philly is the number 8 back out towards Shane Butler. Shane wearing 11. He was caught. Referee is given a free. Danesfort feel he went to ground a little bit early, but the referee was adamant that there was a hand on his shoulder, and it's going to be a free into Graigue Ballycallan, and an ideal opportunity again for Conor Murphy. 1-4 to Graigue Ballycallan if you just joined us. The goal from Billy Ryan, 3 frees from Conor Murphy, and a point from play from Aaron Brennan. And for Danesfort, well, it was Paddy Hogan with a free and from play, but they've had a lot of chances, and they've put 8 wides in the first half. Here is Conor Murphy. Little bit of an angle inside the 45, plenty of height in the ball. 2 umpires had a good look at that, and that is a wide ball as well. So that is 5 wides for Graigue Ballycallan. And now it's Kevin Ireland with the puck out. I think the 2 goalkeepers have been the busiest 2 men on the park so far with the puck outs. Billy Ryan with that excellent goal on the stroke of the water break. We have, the time is, we're into the second quarter here. Stopwatch just gone missing on me at the moment. 2 minutes and 18 into the second quarter. So we've just into the 18th minute. Here go Graigue Ballycallan again. Back there is Billy Ryan helping out in the middle of the field. He's strong, he's fully fit, he's going again. Lets the ball hit the ground, plays it in field. Tommy Ronan went on a lovely run. Tommy just didn't get to the bite of the ball. Prenderville came to try and win it, but Danesfort have defended it, but that looked like it was handled on the ground. Could have been a free out. Referee is allowing play to continue. Paul Murphy clears it for Danesfort. He's one of their big names. He's got to get his and control his team and keep them in this game as they go forward from that ball out by Paul. But we are coming back for a free, I do believe. The referee has blown the whistle, and I think there's going to be a free. No, we're not. We're going with the wide again. So it's another wide. That's another wide to Danesfort. And Derek, the more wides that go in there, I said it earlier, I don't want to be repeating myself, but that's going to confuse them even more because you're nearly into double figures with wides now.
Yeah, and it's terribly worrying, for Danesfort, that those scoreable chances are going wide. I mean, that last wide there was listless in a sense, so just really need to improve on that. Okay, well, that's the situation at the moment. Derek Dooley helping us out here this afternoon on our live stream and on our commentary here live from John Locke Park. It is the relegation playoff, and the Slitter is out on the far side. We have a little bit of a hold up, and we've a line ball now back in the half back line, which is executed. Hasn't been great height into that, and Billy Ryan wins it back. He's out around the middle, and he's causing lots of problems. Ball's won back now. What can Danesfort do here? Here they go on a counter-attack from the half-back line. Better ball this time. 2 against 3 though. The man tried to win it with Stephen Keown, but he didn't capitalise. It's with Robbie Walsh. He sends it in, and Robbie Walsh sends it over the bar. And that's a better play by Danesfort. Didn't go for the long-range effort this time. Short ball in. 2 against 3 it was. And to credit to Robbie, he won that ball, stuck it in and over the bar. And Danesfort have got their 3rd point. 1-4 to Graigue Ballycallan, a total of 7. 3 points to Danesfort. There's 4 between them here, and we got 2 minutes and 20 seconds played in the second quarter. So we are 18 minutes into that. Morris Flynn has said that we have a free out from the half back line. Paul Murphy takes it, and again the angle is good and the play is good. Now, shorter ball. This is down to the corner forward, Jack Bruton. Jack is held up. Good defending by Dara Egan. The referee is given a free here. Not quite sure. He's given a free into Danesfort. Dara Egan feels he didn't do anything wrong, but the referee seeing something has happened. So it's a definite free in from inside the 45. Now it's an important free, as simple as they can be. It's a very, very important free for Danesfort as they notch their way back up onto this scoreboard. And no mistake again this time. It's bang in from Paddy Hogan. So Paddy deputising for Richie on the freeze this afternoon, and Richie O'Neill will restart us. So 1-4 to 4. There's only 3 between them. A puck of a ball in a game of hurling. And a sunny, well, that's a definite free. Danesfort man was coming steaming through to try and win a little bit of possession there, and he accidentally caught the Graigue Ballycallan man. So there will be a little bit of attention given there. So Philly Cooney, he didn't really mean it. He just
was the flow of the ball and as he was going in. But again, little hold-ups in the games don't help the momentum. And to be fair, Derek, Danesfort have got a bit of momentum with the last two scores. Paddy took that one well, and the score before that was good. So they've hit a little bit of a purple patch, we said. There's only 3 between them now, but a stoppage like this won't help it.
Yeah, it seemed to be settling down, and it was worrying there because Danesfort hadn't scored since the 12th minute. And again, as you say, since the water break there, Ballycallan haven't registered a score either.
Yeah.
So that goal has been sort of slightly gobbled up in a sense, so maybe back to even Steven a bit, but in these games, the start is so important, and Ballycallan got that today. So keeping it back, and we have Conor Murphy there.
Yeah,
now,
and he's normally bang on, and
hit
the post. Dangerous ball. Paul Murphy will tidy it up. Conor is off the post, so another rub of green. There was a lot of balls hit the post in UPMC Nolan Park yesterday. They're hitting him in Callan today as the ball breaks in the middle of the park. Now, what can Graigue Ballycallan do here? Conor Murphy fed it across towards Philly Cal. Cal tried to get it to a right half forward position, but Paul Murphy is there, and again the ply from Paul is find the corner forward. Was there a push in the back there? No, play continues. Coming across is Conor Flynn. He's been very steady for Graigue Ballycallan at full back right throughout the year, as has Des done at full back for Danesfort, but Des started at left corner back today. Long ball downfield. Sean Ryan ran for that. Slips, loses his footing. Again tidied up by Paul Murphy. Paul's ball nose wasted, falls back to Conor Murphy. Conor to Billy Ryan. Billy has a bit of space, but he's got to get the ball up. He has it now inside the 45, picks his spot, sends it in. Billy Ryan sends it down, and that is in and over the bar. Billy Ryan, quality score. Good work from the 2 midfielders as well, and Conor Murphy was involved with Billy with the finish, and Billy has put 1-5 in total now on the board is what Graigue Ballycallan have. Danesfort with 4. So it is a 4-point game at the moment. 24 minutes played here in John Locke Park. Now, lovely ball in field. Can Danesfort run onto this? Cornerback Darragh Egan was good. He was quick, but they've lost possession again. Didn't really win it. There's a little bit of a scramble for possession. Egan is back looking for it. Sort of Danesfort forwards. Referee spotted someone's hand was held, and it's going to be a free in from just inside the 45-metre line. So Paddy Hogan steps up to take this. He scored 3 so far. The game did start at 2 o'clock. So it is a free in for Paddy, and it's an important one again. Scores have been scarce from play. Well, Paddy was never going to miss this one. That's his 3rd free. He's got 1 from play. Robbie Walsh got the other one. And now Danesfort have 5 points on the board. So 1-5-5. Who is going to stay in the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Championship for 2021, I hear you say? Who is going to go to intermediate? Well, Danesfort are picking up a few pieces now as Pádraig Mullen. Pádraig's ball a little bit overcooked and out over the line on the 45. So line ball to Graigue Ballycallan. Killian Egan looks like he was coming across to take this. Nobody really wants to take it. It's Tommy Ronan is going back to take it. And no, he's not. He was on the way to do it. I think all this kills a little bit of time as well. And in the end, it's Darragh Egan who comes across and says, I'll take responsibility for this. The sideline ball is from outside of the 45-metre line. Graigue Ballycallan playing down towards the town end here in John Locke Park. Tommy has miscued this time. Getting a bit of assistance from Killian Egan. It's out over the line, and it is a line ball to Danesfort. The referee and the linesman agreeing. So the line ball this time will be taken by Pádraig Mullen. Number 10, he's a little bit far out for a score, but Graigue Ballycallan get the numbers back now across that full back line. So he's got to execute this well, and he has. It's a good ball. It's a dangerous ball, and it deflects off a Graigue Ballycallan stick, and we're out for a 65 on the first 65 of the game. So 1-5 to Graigue Ballycallan, 5 points to Danesfort. We're not too far from half time. 26 minutes gone here in Graigue Ballycallan. Richie Hogan walks along the sideline. He'd be hoping to be in the thick of the action out there. 17 points he scored the last day against Mullinavat. Mullinavat went on to win that in extra time. Cracking game. Paddy Hogan this time with the 65. Sends it in. Good score, Paddy. Good score. Paddy is firing on all cylinders now. That's 5 for Paddy. A 65, 1 from play, and 3 frees. So 6 points Danesfort. 1-5 to Graigue Ballycallan. Only 2 between them. Oh, short puck out. It was aimed for Killian Egan, and it didn't get to him. And Danesfort are on the attack, but Darragh Egan has done well. At number 2, gets it to Killian Egan. That's a fine big ball by Killeen in around the house. Danger here, breaks inside, it was a hurl held there. Referee's given the free in, so Conor Murphy, as we approach half time, again, not for the first time in the game, a player's hand has been held. It hasn't been a classic, but it is a relegation playoff. There's a lot at stake. There's been some good shooting from dead ball situations, but a lot of wides from open play. Ballycallan so far have 5. And they make it Danesfort of 2, 4, 6, 8, possibly 9 wides. And now the referee is going to have a word with somebody. No, he's not. He's just telling them to get the slitter back out. Conor Murphy goes looking for it. And on the stroke of half-time, Graigue Ballycallan with another one. But Derek, we've seen that in the game. There's a little bit of holding on 2 or 3 occasions. The referee is consistent with blowing for that foul. 2 and 2, I think, in the game. Conor Murphy to put Graigue Ballycallan a point further up.
Yeah, I suppose that holding, like, you know, I mean, as you said, like, you know, a relegation final, like, you know, it can't be the prettiest of games at times. And it's just that tension and do and die, like, you know. So players do become a little bit reckless about how they approach players in the tackle. So we're seeing that here today, I think.
Okay, thank you, Derek. Derek Dooley from Danesfort. Giving his input on the live stream this afternoon. Here come Graigue Ballycallan. That was Aaron Brennan. Fed it back to Killian Egan. Killian is hooked from behind. He does well though to get out of trouble. Feeds it into the middle of the park. This is Tommy Ronan. Tommy got it towards Conor Murphy, but the ball ran past him and is cleared downfield by Philly Cooney. And again, doesn't go to anybody but a Graigue Ballycallan man. So it's a little bit of a tennis at the moment. Tidying it up is the big man, Darragh O'Neill, wearing 5 for Danesfort, out to the middle of the park. Now, will they go on a bit of a run? This is Colin Phelan. Phelan's fouled on the halfway line, and I'm sure Paddy Hogan will come and fancy his chances from halfway. 29 minutes gone, 1 minute of normal time remaining in the first half here in the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Relegation Playoff. So Paddy comes all the way out. He's more or less bang in the middle of the park. He's actually back 2 metres, 3 metres inside the Danesfort half of the field, dead straight in front of goal. He's just got to gauge this, just watching the flags on the clubhouse end. They're blowing from the stand across, so he'll have to go more sort to the right side of the goal for it to come back in. That's what he's done, but has he put it too far right? He has, and he struck it fairly well, but from the time it left the boss of the stick, he knew himself it was going to go wide. That brings Danesfort to the double figures with wides in the first half. We're now heading into added time, as Richie O'Neill sends it downfield. Billy Ryan is underneath it, so is Paul Murphy. 2 inter-county men looking after one another. Ball on the far side, Philly Cooney ran for it. Out over the line ball, Danesfort. So Danesfort with that line ball. Just 3 between them. We would be in for a cracking second half as well in this relegation playoff. If Danesfort can get a 3-pointer on the break and we go in level, we will certainly have some 30 minutes in the second half. Here's the long ball downfield. Darragh Egan has been, or Stephen Keown did well that time for Graigue Ballycallan, but the ball and the danger not averted. Danesfort got a shot. That's good defending by the corner back. Really did well. Tommy Ronan this time. Back in it goes. It's controlled. Goal chance now. Blocked out. That should be a 65, and it is a 65. Will it be the last passage of play? Tommy Ronan really did well on that occasion, but the 65 has materialised, and it will be Paddy. I'm not quite sure where he is yet. He just walks nice and casually out towards the 65 to take this. Now this will put only 2 between them, so overall, considering with all the 10 wides that Danesfort have, Derek, if he scores this, it's only a 2-point game.
Yeah, Danesfort have come back into it. They seem to have shaken off those nerves which lasted for a long time, and this is a crucial score now. I mean, and to go in with only 2 points behind, like, you know, would be great. And there's Paddy with a point over, so 2 points behind. Okay, half time, you
take it.
It could be an awful lot worse.
Yeah, well, there we go. It's not half time as of yet, but Derek means that on the stroke of half time, and it is another score for Paddy Hogan. So Paddy sends that one in. Another 65 for Paddy. So 2 in the first half. He's got 3 frees and he's got 1 from play. Danesfort hitting a bit of a purple patch. Can they bring it to a 1-point game on the stroke of half time? That's a massive strike, and that's an excellent score. You're happy with that one, Derek?
Absolutely. That's the one, like, you know, that we're accustomed to see, like, you know, those
well.
Yeah, they can be Hail Mary ones, like, you know, at times, but I mean, that's really sort of a crucial score just before half time. But the whistle's not gone yet.
Certainly not gone yet. A 1-point game, 6 to 8 points. Graigue Ballycallan lead here as the ball comes back out towards the middle of the park, hurled along the ground by Philly Cooney. It's hurled out over the line on the far side. There is the half-time whistle from match referee Maurice Flynn. It is 8 points to Graigue. 8 points to Danesfort, 1-6 to Graigue Ballycallan. So 9 points to 8 here at half time. So we can look forward to a second half, Derek. This will be the game was always going to go to the wire no matter what happens in the first half.
Absolutely.
But one between them, that's a fair reflection on the first half.
Yeah, I think so. Like, you know, as I said just a minute ago there, when Danesfort shook off those early nerves and got into a flow of the game, like, you know, it became a more competitive game. As I said earlier, Ballycallan got the better start. Like, you know, I think Billy Ryan is creating huge problems here for Danesfort, and what I'm really sort of impressed with him today is the amount of ground he's covering. You know, we saw him down here at one stage, like, you know, down at the half back line, like, you know, he's popping up right and left, like, you know, he's taking on players, like, you know, so he's been absolutely instrumental in Ballycallan's performance in the first half there, you know, so we need a few more of our lads, like, you know, to contribute in with a point or two as well, like, you know, but I mean, if we can get that flow, get more and better ball into the forwards, like, you know,
they did in the last 10 minutes give shorter ball in. Paul Murphy distributed a few over to give the lads a chance to run at the Ballycallan defence.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's worked.
Yeah, it's worked, like, you know, so I mean, that shorter ball, so we can work it in, play it up through the lines, like, you know, so, you know, that tactic, like, you know, has worked in the last couple of minutes there, so hopefully
Are you still a bit nervous?
I am. I still have the butterflies in the belly here, like, you know, but like, you know, relegation finals are like that, like, you know, this is our fourth,
you
know, since senior, like, you know, so we've been here before, but I tell you, it doesn't get doesn't get any better or any easier, like, you know, so I'd say, like, you know, given the amount of wides we had in the first half, like, you know, and scoreable wides, you see, that's the killer, like, you know, a lot of those wides were scoreable. And and it was the same for Ballycallan as well, like, you know, so I think when the sunset comes this evening, like, you know, I think it's a feature of the game that both teams will look back on.
Okay, Derek, we look forward to talking to you in the second half, and thanks for your contribution in the first half. We'll get the views of Ballycallan in a minute, and in the meantime we'll take a break. But it is half time here in the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Relegation Playoff, live from John Locke Park. We do hope you're enjoying our coverage. The half time score is Graigue Ballycallan 1 goal and 6 points, Danesfort 8 points. There's one between them, and we've a cracking second half coming right up. Well, welcome back to John Locke Park here in Callan. Half-time score is Graigue Ballycallan, 1 goal and 6 points. The goal coming from Billy Ryan, 3 frees from Conor Murphy. Aaron Brennan with a score from play as well. Also Billy Ryan with a point from play. So that's the 1-6 for them. Paddy Hogan has kept the scoreboard ticking over for Danesfort, but they will be disappointed with the wides that they had. He got a cracking score on the stroke of half-time. They will be disappointed with the wides. 2 65s for Paddy, 3 frees and 2 from play. Robbie Walsh with the other score for Danesfort. But they had a lot of wides in that first half, as Derek Dooley and I were commenting on, but a good start for either team is very important when it's only a 1-point game. So the half time, it's 1-6 Graigue Ballycallan, 0-8 Danesfort, and we're ready to get all the action underway. Eddie Hughes Productions providing the coverage today. Delighted to see so many people watching in on the stream and tuning in to all that's happening this afternoon. So here we go, Danesfort. That is Paddy Hickey. Didn't get the ball to one of his teammates though. Killian Egan won it. Graigue Ballycallan playing from left to right in the second half. Graigue Ballycallan in the sky blue jerseys. Back to Killian Egan. Goes for a big one. It's gone wide. So we're off on the same trend as we were in that first half. So that's a wide early in the second half. And that is the situation. Davey, are you enjoying it? It's going to be tight. It's close now. 1 point at half time, and they're fond of hitting the wides, but they might rectify it soon.
1 point, close game, 30 minutes to settle the score, and I hope Danesfort don't rue all those wides in the first half, and we might see an appearance from Richie Hogan as well. We'll see.
Yeah, he's missed at the minute anyway.
Missed at the minute, but it took him a while to settle in. I tell you, we're going to have a cracking second half now. I'm looking forward to it.
You're probably waiting for extra time and penalties, are you?
Surely am.
Okay, thanks, Davey. There we are. Well, here we go. Sun shines brightly in John Locke Park. Danesfort playing from right to left with their centre back, Cathal O'Neill. Nice steady player. He had the option of Paul Murphy, but he decided to go long, play it downfield. Now ball breaks in field. Graigue Ballycallan had a few numbers goal side. Trying to win it back was Colin Phelan. That's who the ball was delivered to for Danesfort. Trying to shovel it up there. There's a lot of pressure coming in from the backs as the ball trickles back out towards midfield. And it was Tommy Ronan that went down on it then. And Tommy Ronan has it. And a nice little hand pass to his midfield partner, Philly Cal. Gets him out of trouble. But it is Dermot Phelan who's going to send it back down. And he sends it in around the house. It just hovers and hangs up there in the air. To Graigue Ballycallan. And Darragh Egan got his hand on it. It's hurled back out over the line on the far side. And it's going to be a line ball to Danesfort on that far side, just outside the 21 or the 20 metre line, if you like to call it that. So it remains 1-6 to Graigue Ballycallan, 8 points to Danesfort. But here is the sideline ball from that far side. So a chance to level the game here. And we're in the early exchange of the second half. We're into the third, just into the third minute. 11 seconds. Oh, it's a great ball. It's an excellent ball, but it's gone to the left and wide. So Danesfort's first wide of the second half. And when they go over, they're cracking scores. Richie O'Neill. So what's the plan for Graigue Ballycallan? There's a bit of tension in John Locke Park. It is a relegation. It is a relegation from senior. So who is going to hang on? Richie O'Neill. Big ball, lands it down on top of Aaron Brennan. Runs out, hits somebody over there. The linesman said it hit a Danesfort man. So it will be a Graigue Ballycallan ball. And I think going across to it is Billy Ryan. Does Billy fancy his chances from here? If he does, he should buy a bag of golf clubs and take on Shane Lowry and Rory McIlroy, because he's a long way from home here, but he has a little bit of a breeze blowing across, which will help him if he gets the trajectory into the slither and gets it out towards the right upright. But he's setting this up as if he's and he is a Kitog, of course, off the left hand side. Here he goes. He struck it very well, but it won't have the distance. Drops in around the house. Danesfort, will they deal with it? Yes. They're going to take it away. So the cornerback has it. That's Dermot Phelan. And Dermot outside the D. No nonsense defending from Dermot. Drives it down. 2 against 2. Connor Flynn is underneath. Oh, it's a great take from Flynn, the fullback. He's been solid right throughout the championship, Flynn. His hand pass in field was a little suspect, but Ballycallan stood up to the challenge, and Eamon Egan stood his ground and clears the ball downfield. Good old game here now. Ballycallan again. Billy Ryan again. Billy goes through the D. Billy Ryan onto the 13 metre line. Billy Ryan couldn't do it all himself, needed a bit of support. Ran into a cul-de-sac. Credit to Danesfort. And Philly, it was the left half back, Jake Cullen, started at right cornerback with the number 7. That was the last man to stop him. However, it's back with Shane Butler. Butler for Graigue Ballycallan. Referees penalised him. He didn't indicate it was for steps when he's given a free out to Danesfort. And now we have a good game of hurling at John Locke Park. 1-6 to Ballycallan. Still 8 points to Danesfort. Still the same as the half-time score. Derek, I'm sure you were worried when you seen Billy Ryan on his bike there, but
absolutely, absolutely, and the boys crowded in around him there excellently. Like, I won the moral victory, which is extremely important at this stage.
You're smiling, but a long way to go. Here come Danesfort. Can they get something here? That was James Mullally. Tried to get it up. There's a lot of pressure out there trying to get this ball up. They're all looking for possession. Graigue Ballycallan have it. Out they come. Stephen Keown, he's been solid all year. Shoulder takes him out over the line. Line ball, Danesfort. Stephen did well. And he was put out with a robust challenge. He's a fine big lad to play corner back. Sideline ball for Danesfort. Padraig Mullen struck it straight into the hand of Paddy Hogan. Paddy's shot blocked down. Graigue Ballycallan looked like a foul there, but referee's happy to keep play going. Tommy Ronan working his socks off. Nice ball from Tommy. Intelligent play from Tommy. Got it out as far as Tom Dunphy. Tom sends it down towards Shane Butler. Butler turns, Butler strikes, and Butler scores. What a cracking score. And I think we have to go all the way back. Tommy Ronan in the engine room there. People felt he might have overstepped the mark there. I thought he did well in defence that time, Derek, but that's a cracking score for Graigue Ballycallan.
Absolutely, and that little flick from Tommy there, a bit like the dad there in ways.
He was bad at the flicks.
Cuteness,
Ronnie like.
Yeah, absolutely, and a crucial score for Ballycallan to settle them down now again, because they hadn't scored since I think it was about 5 minutes before half time, so that's coming at a good time for Ballycallan.
Well, here come Danesfort, the run coming from their centre fielder. That is Robbie Walsh. He was listed at full forward, but he is wearing 9. There's a few more positional switches. Numbers don't mean anything in hurling or football anymore, but the referee has spotted a foul. It's 1-7 to Graigue Ballycallan. It's 8 points to Danesfort. There's 2 between them here in John Locke Park in Callan in the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Relegation Playoff. And it's a free in, and it's Paddy Hogan. He's been their talisman this afternoon. Paddy Hogan, his speciality all those years ago, Pat Tracy was telling me, was hitting the crossbar. He doesn't want to hit the crossbar now. He used to do it in training, and bang, one after the other, he'd hit the crossbar. He didn't want to do it there. He hasn't, and he stuck it in and over the bar, and he's got Danesfort's first score. There's a change being made. That looks like Peter Donoghue was coming in onto the Danesfort team, so they're making a change, Derek.
Absolutely.
Is that Peter?
Yeah, so Peter Donoghue is coming in there for James Mullally. So Peter, big, strong guy, sort of well able to use his physicality, plays a bit of rugby as well. So hopefully he'll be able to use that now in the second half.
Okay.
Good for a goal too.
Yeah, Peter is in. So Peter Donoghue in on the Danesfort team. Meanwhile, Graigue Ballycallan go on the attack. Here's Billy Ryan again. He's hard to stop, Billy Ryan. Breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2. The ball knocked off his stick this time. Out come Danesfort. Now they got space on that far side. What can they do with it? Cathal O'Neill. Good ball from Call. Down to the full forward line. Richie, his namesake, comes out of the goal. Gives the call to the corner back. He thought to be solid here. He did well, Richie O'Neill. Richie O'Neill out to the 20-metre line. His hand pass to Eamon Egan. Egan across to Philly Cahill. Philly from inside the 45. Right down to the 45 at the opposite end of the park, trying to turn is Colin Prenderville. He's a big man, ran into a cul-de-sac, gets it to the man in space. Shane Butler, back to Aaron Brennan. Brennan goes, if that's there, it's a cracker, but it's fading to the left, and it's gone wide. It's Graigue Ballycallan's second wide in the second half here at John Locke Park. It still remains 1-7 to Graigue Ballycallan, 9 points to Danesfort. At half time it was 1-6 to Ballycallan, 8 points to Danesfort. They've both scored 1 point each in the second half. If you just joined us, the goal in the first half came from Billy Ryan of Graigue Ballycallan. A splendid individual run from the 45 into the town end goal. But both teams now even Steven out there, the scoreboard. The only thing that divides them at the moment. Here is the hard-working Robbie Walsh. Blocked down. Struggle for possession on the far side. Sean Ryan is back to win possession. That's into Tommy Ronan. Knocked in from the half-back position for Graigue Ballycallan. Danesfort tidied up. Good play by Dermot Phelan. He's been good in the opening. That's why Dermot has it now. That wasn't him the first time. It's going to be a free out, hand on the back. But sometimes I struggle to see the numbers on the back of them jerseys, Derek. I think you'll forgive me for that when the sun is shining.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I think what it is, people have kept their own jerseys and have started in different positions there. So just tender moments there with Jake Cullen, but held on there. So Paul has the big free up, So I think the gloves are off now at this stage.
They certainly are off. I just about to say it to you.
Yeah,
the gloves are off.
I think that's it.
The gloves are off. There's a ball in. That is good. That's an excellent score. Graigue Ballycallan right over on that far side. And we have 9 minutes played in the second half. I'm not quite sure whether Eddie can throw me up a replay there on that one or not, but quality score by Graigue Ballycallan. 1-7. Or Danesfort, I should say. Quality score for Danesfort. And it was a cracking score. Paddy Hickey got the finish in the end. There's a strike from Philly Cal. Oh, that's a great reply. Philly Cal, the number 8. First Paddy Hickey for Danesfort, then Philly Cal. And that's gone in and over the bar. So the gloves are off, as Derek Dooley were saying. Graigue Ballycallan still edged by 1 point. 1-8-10. The game is in the melting pot. The clock says we've 10 minutes exactly played in the second half. Graigue Ballycallan tried to come from defence right over to the far side. Conor Murphy comes out for a bite of thing, and he wins the free. Now, is he going to take this free himself from way back inside his own 65? Something tells me he is. He puts the hand on the knees, gets a heavy breath in, settles himself. Referee Morris Flynn walks forward. Conor will place the ball, and they still have that 1 point advantage. So here is the free for Graigue Ballycallan. He's told to go back a yard with it. He has. Won't really make any difference. He'll have the distance. Will he have the accuracy? Conor Murphy, 3 in the first half. It's travelling. It's travelling. It's going to drop in around the house. Ball breaks outside the 13-metre line. Good defence from Danesfort. Paul Murphy trying to just hoof that ball away in the ground, but Billy Ryan comes back in behind him. Good play by Danesfort in defence. That looks like it could be a free. Referee hasn't given it. Cathal O'Neill did really, really well. And the centre forward, Shane Butler, has gone to ground for Graigue Ballycallan. Meanwhile, the ball is with Philly Cooney for Danesfort. They've worked this one well. They're out to the 65. This is the right half back. Dara O'Neill sends it in. His shot was poor. Killian Egan had to work for and lost sight of it, but he recovered very well. Egan gets it to his full back, who travelled outfield. Conor Flynn. Flynn's done well. Got it to Philly Cal. Big ball down to the full forward line. Great play and a great battle in there in that full back line. Referee says that's going to be a free, and you have to credit Des Dunn on this occasion. He was full back right throughout the championship. He was listed to play left corner back today, but he's definitely full back now, and he's marking Sean Ryan, and he really won a great ball there. Ball comes downfield for Danesfort, close to the sideline on the far side. It's out. Linesman has the flag up. It has run out of play. It's still a 1 point game. It's still a 1 point game, and we have 12 minutes played at John Locke's Park in Callan. Oh, it is a line ball, and going back to take it there is Stephen Keown. So it is a sideline ball in a place that you really got to get it out of there. We have one change. Peter Donoghue did enter the field for Danesfort a few minutes ago. So here's the sideline ball for Graigue Ballycallan. They're defending the town end. Not executed to perfection. And straight back out. Now we have a Danesfort line ball. And Padraig Mullen races to get that ball on the far side. This is a good opportunity for Danesfort, Derek. If they get the levelling point, certainly the gloves will be off. There's one glove off at the moment anyway.
Yeah, I think that's what they're chasing. I think even to get level, would see a good surge in Danesfort. So it seemed to be playing with much more composure. And certainly, fighting a bit more for the ball as well.
And no long, ambitious strikes from outfield.
No Hail Marys.
Yeah.
We don't want any of those now. We have to make every score count, as do Ballycallan.
Well, there's a great line ball, beautifully executed. Yes. That is a super score, and we're level. Padraig Mullen has struck that one in. Sorry for coming across you there, Derek, but that's a cracking score by Padraig.
Don't ever doubt Hail Marys again.
Well, there we are. He's got it. We're level. It's 1-8 Graigue Ballycallan. It's 11 to Danesfort. Don't forget, we've a long way to go, but if it finishes level, it's extra time. Tommy Ronan, the number 9 shirt for Graigue Ballycallan. Down to the half forward line. That's well taken. Can they do something here? Shane Butler turning and striking again. The creator Tommy Ronan, the finisher Shane Butler. A good score for Graigue Ballycallan, and it's now 1-9 to Graigue Ballycallan, 11 points to Danesfort, and another sub on the Danesfort team. Dan Dowling is being introduced wearing number 20. I'm not quite sure who's coming out as of yet, but I think it might be is it Philly Cooney? Philly Cooney is leaving the field. 17. So Philly is out. So 2 changes made. Peter Donoghue and Dan Dowling are in. So that was a cracking score by Ballycallan.
Cracking score, absolutely. And what a reply, from a brilliant score from a sideline by Danesfort.
Here's Paddy Hogan Fires it in, but that is no. I just said a few moments ago there was no real ambitious one. He had to go for that. He was entitled to go for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, and he was on his own there, and there wasn't too many in. But a fabulous score, like, you know. I mean, a fabulous reply, and I think that's what Ballycallan are good at here today. Like, you know, if Danesfort get a score, like, you know, they'll come back and they'll shove one over Smorless straight away. You know, so let's see how that goes for the rest of the game.
Well, it's still 1-9. That's a total of 12 points to 11. Graigue Ballycallan hold the lead. Here come Danesfort. Is this to be the levelling score at the start of the second half? That is the levelling score, and it's a cracking score by Danesfort, and now we're level. As Derek says, that's what they wanted to do, and that is the finish. Robbie Walsh, I think.
Robbie Walsh, yes, Robbie Walsh there, an old hand, like, you know, at this stage, good experience, like, you know, would have won junior in 2006 with us, like, you know, so all that experience and cuteness is beginning to count now.
It certainly is. It's a level game in John Locke Park in the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Relegation Playoff Final, as the ball is cleared by Tom Dunphy, the number 5 for Graigue Ballycallan. Downfield it goes, but well intercepted there by Jake Cullen. The tall figure of Jake Cullen, 7 in the Danesfort team. Downfield now towards Peter Donoghue. He's not on the field too long. The race with Peter and Connor Flynn. Flynn stands his ground. Flynn is in the 6'4" category. Big man, gets it as far as Tommy Ronan. Tommy just didn't strike it as well as he would have liked, but he comes back, touches it. He's nifty. He's caught high. He's going to get an advantage here. He won't need it. The referee still has the hand up, and there's a man held inside, but we're going back for the free for Tommy Ronan. Billy Ryan looked like he was going to be the receiver, and Paul Murphy and Billy Ryan know one another very well, but they got to know one another even better on that occasion. A level game in John Locke Park, and we have 15 minutes gone in the second half. This possibly will be the final strike before the water break at the end of this third quarter in this relegation playoff. So we do hope you're enjoying the coverage here, streamed live by Eddie Hughes Productions and Promotions, and Eddie's a man that does plenty of work right around the country, and great that he's worked along with the clubs throughout the championship here to bring it to the people who cannot be here. There's the ball downfield. Billy Ryan made himself available. Danesfort have got to be careful. Billy cuts back in onto his right hand side, sends it across the face of the goal. They've triumphed to keep it in, but the ball's gone wide. 3 wides for Graigue Ballycallan in the second half. Sean Ryan was underneath this. I think that is the water break. We're going to have a drop of water. Davey, what have you made of it all now?
It was great. The last 5 minutes, the passage of play was fantastic. We had a sideline cut from Danesfort from Pádraig Mullen, and then we had a direct hurling response then from Shane Butler, and we're being treated to great hurling here today. We have 15 minutes left after the water break, and it's any team's game. Who wants it more? That's the only question.
You might get your wish. You could get the extra time and penalties.
Extra time and penalties, that's what we're hoping for today.
Italian 90.
No, we don't. No, I do not agree with that. Yeah, it's certainly, like, you know, it's opening up into a very competitive, even level game now. And I suppose, like, you know, all your plans, all your statistics, like, you know, your game strategies, the game like that, okay, in the last quarter of an hour, that goes out the window.
Yeah.
Absolutely out the window, like, you know. So, and I think it will be up to the one, you know, the team who really wants it more.
It's hard to believe of all the hurling that these two teams have done, it's now coming down to 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
It's level now. We've 15 minutes to go, and your championship is going to be summed up now in 15 minutes.
Absolutely, like, you know, and like, you know, Danesfort, I think, have gained a little bit of momentum, and hopefully that will carry through, like, you know. But again, like, you know, it's the ease with which Graigue Ballycallan can come back up the field, like, you know, and pop one over, and that takes the wind out of a team after, you know, building up to get a great score, like, you know. So yeah, it's down to the wire.
That's down to the wire. The only thing about it, Danesfort haven't looked like scoring a goal yet.
No. There's been no danger threat inside. Whereas, like, you know, when you see Billy Ryan on his bike, like, you know, that hair gets up on the back of your neck, like, you know, whether in delight or fear. In my case, fear. You know, so hopefully we won't see too much of that. So best of luck to both teams.
Okay, you have to remain impartial at the same time.
I do indeed.
Thanks, Derek. Harshly impartial. There he is, Derek Dooley. Thank you, Derek, for your contribution, and to all the teams for giving us their teams and all that. Now here go Danesfort. There's the ball downfield. Connor Phelan got the touch, goes back in, gets the second touch, wasn't foul. Referee continues, so does Connor. Needs support behind him, plays it against the ground. He's working his socks off to try and get this. That's great defending by Graigue Ballycallan. Full credit to Philly Cahill. He chased them all of the way, gets it down towards Colin Prenderville to the right half forward position. This is Shane Butler. Butler goes for the strike, sends it in. That's cracking play by Graigue Ballycallan. 2 brilliant scores by Butler in the second half, but what defence there, what brilliant play by Philly Cal, the number 8, to deprive the hard-working Colin Phelan going forward there for Danesfort. But what a score indeed. 19 minutes gone on the clock, 11 of normal time remaining in the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Relegation playoff here at John Locke Park in Callan. Long ball downfield, breaks into the full forward line. Ballycallan get the first touch, switching it back outfield. Conor Murphy blocked down, brilliant play by Cathal O'Neill. He read that like a book. Now they're giving it all. Ball on the 45. Trying to get it up. There was a lot of players blocking my vision there. Didn't see who has it, but Pádraig Mullen has it now. He got the sideline cut a few moments ago. He puts the ball out of play, and Graigue Ballycallan sprint to take this sideline ball. Killian Egan in the yellow helmet, but he leaves it down for Tommy Ronan right over on that far side. I think that's Tommy is placing it anyway in the sunshine here in Callan. 21 degrees, bit of a breeze. But what a temperature we'll have now for the last few minutes here. It is 1-10 to Graigue Ballycallan, a total of 13 points, 12 to Danesfort. There's the sideline ball in around the house. There's the shot coming in. Oh, it's very, very, very well worked. And Des Dunn is furious with his defence, but Sean Ryan, he's promised to do that over the last few minutes, Derek Dooley. He's getting out in front and he's winning some great ball. Brilliant finish by Ryan and a good line ball.
Yeah, and they've left good space now in front of the full forward line. Graigue Ballycallan have. Boys are pushing out, leaving them inside there, and he comes from that position where he's coming onto the ball, turning over. He just loves that type of ball.
Well, here they go again. Graigue Ballycallan, downfield it goes, behind it is Shane Butler, but good defence again from Danesfort, and working so hard there. Ball's close to the sideline. Back it comes. It is Colin Prenderville. He was fouled. Referee has spotted again. Consistency. He aimed at a hand, was holding an arm, and I'm not quite sure whether it was a chop, and we have a change. And here is big news now, because Richie Hogan is about to enter the fray here. Now, we all felt from the last day, because he's given so much great service to Kilkenny, to his club here in Danesfort, and when you have a quality player, you like to see him on the field. The crowd are appreciating the few people that are here of him coming in onto the field. This man can make some difference if he's fit.
Absolutely, and I think it's just a mark of the man, that he's willing to put everything on the line, whether he's fully fit or not, and I could see, that he was just itching to try and get on there, he wants to do something about it. He wants to be playing senior hurling, and he wants his club to succeed.
And Conor Murphy has just succeeded for Graigue Ballycallan with that free. Philly Cooney is the man that makes way. Oh, no, Philly is off already. I'm not quite sure who came out there for Richie, but we have a sub anyway, and Richie Hogan is in. So Richie is on the field. I'm not quite sure who left. Eric is just looking to check it there as well. But not that. It's Jack Bruton that has made way. So Jack is off the field. So Richie Hogan is in. Sideline ball on the far side. Davy, she's in the melting pot. Richie's on as well.
I don't know what's going to happen here. We have a goal between the teams, and here's a chance now for Danesfort to get a little bit closer.
Well, they're going to put it in around the house. They're sticking over the bar. It's the sideline ball on the far side. A man to take it. Paddy Hickey sends it in. It's a wide ball. The wides from the first half could come back to haunt Danesfort, but they're still well in this game. The clock says we've got 22 minutes and 15 seconds played in the second half. Water break is over. It's the final quarter in this St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Relegation playoff. Here from sun-drenched Callan, 21 degrees. The puck out from Richie O'Neill to Eamon Egan. Eamon turns and sends it to a right half forward position. Ball bounces in front of the man and the receiver, which is Shane Butler. He scored 2 already. Has he got 3? That looks, it's hit the post and back out. Does it work out for Ballycallan? Here's the shot. It's gone in. It's gone over the bar, and Sean Ryan again. It came off of the post, but Shane Butler gave it every chance. Butler's got 2. Sean Ryan's got 2, and Ballycallan now lead by 113 to 12 points. It's a 4-point advantage, 16 points to 12 here in John Locke Park. What a game we have now. A lot of wides in the first half, but good hurling and competitive stuff in the second half. Here goes Tommy Ronan. He's playing his heart out in the middle of that park for Graigue Ballycallan. He's got a bit of a belt here. He's lost possession. Back come Danesfort. This is Paul Murphy. If any man can steer the ship, Murphy can. Gets it across towards Pádraig Mullen, I think is going. No, it's not Pádraig. It's the new man with 20 on his back. Dan Dowling Dan's been fouled. We have a little bit of all shouldering there after all. Billy Ryan and Dan getting to know one another on the park right in front of us. 1-13 for Graigue Ballycallan is a total of 16 points. 12 points for Danesfort. The clock is counting down against the team that's trailing as well. But this will bring it back to a one-score game. And out comes Paddy Hogan. He has been excellent in the first half from dead ball situations. 2 65s, 3 frees, 2 from play, and an early free in the second half. This time he sends it downfield and he whizzed that one in beautifully. It's another one for Paddy. It's another one for Danesfort. And we're back to a one-score game. 3 points between them. So Danesfort need a goal or 3 points to get on parity. 1-13. And it looks like they're about to bring in another sub. We'll come to that in a moment. Owen Brennan walks down the line. He's got the tracksuit off. Richie O'Neill, meanwhile, for Graigue Ballycallan, finds a man in space, which is Philly Cal. Massive ball in around the house it goes. There's a bit of holding in there. Who's going to win possession? Billy Ryan is looking for it as well. Danesfort are living on the edge now. They're 4 down, but they win this ball, and out they come. Now, have to get it away. They have scooped it away. It's out as far as Darragh O'Neill, the number 5 for Danesfort. Switches it back to the middle of the park. They have to move this and move it quickly. He's done well, Dan Dowling, since his introduction. Big ball downfield, but Conor Flynn is there. Conor comes out to a right corner back position. Does really well. Intelligent hurling. Gets it to Eamon Egan. Egan with a big ball down into the half forward line. Won back there by Danesfort. Richie Hogan had it. Richie plays it down, but Tommy Ronan does well. Gets it back to Killian Egan. Big ball from Killy. Billy Ryan is it on to Billy Ryan. Oh, it's a stop. There is going to be a free. The referee says it's a 65. There was a little bit of Thomond Park in there, which he allowed move. But Billy Ryan is had an ideal opportunity. He was put under pressure. It's a 65 one way or the other, but it's 1-13 to Graigue Ballycallan. 13 points to Danesfort. It is 5 minutes, 4.5 of normal time remaining. Billy is on the ground. He's picked up a knock there. Derek has gone missing. I think he's gone so agitated he might be gone to get his Danesfort jersey. Davy, there was a little bit in that. Could have been a free. Referee let play continue. In the end, it ended up being a 65, but it could have been a goal as well.
There was a bit of Thomond Park in that, all right, Brendan. Yeah, that was a superb chance for Ballycallan. What has the ref given here? What
it is a 65, I think. Yeah, he's gone. He's in having a chat first, but it's the signal. The signal is a 65, but
it could have easily been
it is
a penalty, But
could have been. It's a 65. Now it's a vital one because it's a one-score game. This will make it a 2-score game, and we have 4 minutes remaining. So 2 scores is important as well.
4 minutes on the clock. 1 score separates the team. 1 goal, and that's it. And we could get our extra time yet, Brendan.
We could.
Italia 90 all over again.
There we are. Thanks, Davy. Derek has gone missing for the moment. Here is the 65, and they haven't got one as of yet. But Paddy Hogan got 2 for Danesfort. Conor Murphy at half time it was 1-6 to 8 points. Conor Murphy sends it in, and he is Mr. Consistency right throughout the championship. He's got that 65, and now it's a 2-score game. It's 1-14 to Graigue Ballycallan, a total of 17 points, 13 points to Danesfort. Here go Danesfort. They need a goal, and they need one quickly. Big ball downfield, breaking ball, goes out towards Eamon Egan. He's been steady. It was cleared away by the left half-back, Killian Egan, when Eamon went for it. Got it to Killian. Danesfort 7 has it now. Sends it back, Jay Cullen. Back into the middle of the park they go. Now, what can they do? The cornerback, Dermot Phelan. Dermot Phelan knocks it in around the house. Danesfort are going looking for goals. Ball breaks on the 20-metre line. They leave the ball behind. No, they don't. The new man has it. Peter Donoghue didn't get through. Out comes the big man himself, Conor Flynn. He's been solid too at full-back all year. Conor Flynn gets it to Jesse Roberts. Jesse is on after that. Big ball downfield. Ballycallan showing well in front. There it's gone in. Fire from the half-forward line, but it's wide this time by Sean Ryan. He got 2 earlier on, and now the clock tells me that we have 27 minutes and 34 seconds gone. What will be the added time? Here go Danesfort. Cathal O'Neill down. There was a little bit of holding there. Referee didn't see it. Now here's an ideal opportunity for Danesfort. The man wearing 9 is Robbie Walsh, sending it in. Oh, he sent it wide. And Derek Dooley, they really need a score, and they need one quickly because, as I said to Davy Cashin, it's a 2-score game now.
Absolutely. That 65 there from Conor Murphy really put the insurance point there for Ballycallan, and we just can't have any wides now at this stage. We need 2 scores. And
the clock is against us as well.
And the clock is against us. We don't know what added time will be there as well. But again, Ballycallan coming out there, that defence very, very strong. And their heads seem to be up a bit more than what Danesfort's are as we look around the field. So So, but hopefully that little man in the middle might be able to do something for us.
Well, let's wait and see. Of course, Ballycallan are 2 year back senior, and as Derek was saying earlier on, well, it's not a first for Danesfort to be in the relegation playoff, but Ballycallan have had 2 good years back up senior. Now, can they stay senior? 114 Graigue Ballycallan, 13 points Danesfort. Now the clock tells me we have 28 minutes and 40 seconds gone here in the second half. Big ball breaks in field. Kevin Ireland has got to be good with this one. Kevin wins it, switches onto his right foot, lets fly down the middle of John Locke Park here in sun-drenched Callan, but that's gone straight to the centre back Eamon Egan, and that's like throwing biscuits to a bear at this moment of time. But what can Richie Hogan do? Here he is. Richie Hogan sends a beautiful ball down into the corner. There's a bit of holding, and the man that's guilty of making the foul is Connor Flynn, at the captain at full back. He's given away a free at a crucial time in the match, and he was holding off the Danesfort man, and the man he was holding off was the hard-working Paddy Hogan. Richie saw Paddy, played it down. Referee Morris Flynn says you can bring it in a little bit, Paddy, and take the free from just outside the 20-metre line. 114 to Graigue Ballycallan, a total of 17 points. This will put him on to 4. He's gone for goal. Oh, it's gone into the back of the net. It's gone to the back of the net. What a strike. What a strike from Paddy. He picked his spot, furthest point away. Nobody saw it. It hit the onion bag, and it's a 1-point game, Derek Dooley.
Absolutely, and that's really Paddy Hogan's speciality at times. It worked today, so now let's see where we go. 1
point between the sides. The game's in the melting pot here in the relegation playoff. Graigue Ballycallan replied brilliantly earlier on, but back come Danesfort. We're in for a grandstand finish here now at John Locke Park. There's 1 between them. 114 to Graigue Ballycallan, 113 to Danesfort. Here go Graigue Ballycallan. Egan, he's been deadly at centre back. There's a push there on Billy Ryan. Referee hasn't spotted, but the old dog for the hard road, Paul Murphy, and Paul went for the big one, and he's put it to the left and wide. I make that 13 wides for Danesfort. I make it we're 18 seconds into the additional time, which I didn't officially get from the fourth official, or we don't know what the additional time is going to be, but we have 13 seconds inside the 31st minute, so we're in added time. Eamon, or Derek, you need a score.
Yes, we need a score.
You've spotted something there.
No, it's all eyes on Morris Flynn, so I was trying to see, what he was indicating to Conor Murphy in terms of time, so there weren't too many injuries. We had Billy Ryan down there for a second in the parallelogram. Maybe there'll be a minute for that,
He was down a minute ago too, and there was no free.
And there was no free, but he was getting attention there as well. So again, it's down to the man in the middle there. It's down to Morris Flynn.
Okay, well, here's a sideline ball for Graigue Ballycallan on the far side. The clock has gone into added time, so it's now at the discretion of the referee. We're into the 32nd minute here at John Locke Park in the second half. Who is going to stay senior? Graigue Ballycallan have a 1-point advantage over Danesfort. Ball is not struck well. It's out off a Danesfort player. Now we're coming for another sideline ball, and there could be a touch of nerves there at the end. It hit off of Richie. There's a little bit of old argy-bargy on the far side, and Tommy Ronan and Richie Hogan. It ain't a heavyweight, it's a flyweight battle over there. So now Conor Murphy comes across and says, I'm going to take this. I think it is a line ball. It's not a free. It's a line ball. The referee is telling Richie to go back in and not to be getting involved, but obviously Richie is a little bit frustrated, having not been able to start the match. Now he's into the match, and they're coming towards the last few minutes, and it is Billy Ryan, of all people, now goes across to place this ball. If he gets this, it'll be some score, and it will make it a 2-point game. But as long as it's a 1-point game, you're in with some kind of hope. But Graigue Ballycallan have the advantage. Here's the sideline cut from Billy. A goal and a point so far. Struck it well. In around the house it goes. Breaks. Holding in there. Looked like the centre forward, Shane Butler, could have got a free. He got nothing in the end. Danesfort build a black and amber wall. It's picked up off the ground, and then the referee gives a free in. Then he gives a free in. After all of that, it might have been a free the first time, and Shane Butler feels a little bit hard done by. So what's left on that clock? What's Davy Cashin?
We have 32 minutes and 30 seconds gone. It's a dramatic ending to the game. Ballycallan have a free here now to go 2 points ahead. There's only 1 point in it now though, but my God, what an ending.
Well, he's definitely going to go for a point here. It's not going to do a Paddy Hogan on it. They don't need a goal. They're 1 in front. He can make it 2 in front, Conor Murphy, but Danesfort ain't taking any chances. They have 3 men on the goal line along with Kevin Ireland. Here is Conor Murphy. He was Mr. Consistency all year. Here's the lift. There's the strike, and it's gone over the bar. It's another one for Conor. He got a 65, 2 frees in the second half, 3 frees in the first half. At half time, it was Graigue Ballycallan 1-6, Danesfort 8 points, and now it's 115 to 113 in the relegation playoff. A dangerous lead, I hear you say. 2 points, because a goal can beat you. A goal can beat you. Here's the high ball. Flynn is underneath it. Conor Flynn, he breaks it. It's picked up by the corner back. That's Dara Egan, the number 2, out towards Tommy Ronan. No nonsense of Tommy. Gets it down to the middle of the field. It's all over, and Graigue Ballycallan have held on to senior status with a workman-like performance. They led at half time by 1 point, and they've finished up winning in the end by 2 points, 115 to 113. It was a good second half. Danesfort will look back and say we had too many wides in that first half. Derek and I estimated they're in around the 9 or 10 mark in that first half. Graigue Ballycallan were more economical in that first half, but Danesfort relied on Paddy Hogan to keep them up on that scoreboard, and that he did. In the second half, Padraig Mullen, Paddy Hickey and Robbie Walsh added to their tally, as did Paddy Hogan with 2 frees, and then that cracking goal from the free, which was a major turning point in the second half, but it wasn't to be. It was too little too late. The clock was against Danesfort. Graigue Ballycallan kept tapping over the scores. A 65 from Conor Murphy in that second half, 2 frees from Conor, 2 from Shane Butler, 2 from Sean Ryan, and 1 from Philly Cal. Commiserations, Derek. I know you're a proud Danesfort man. Someone has to win and someone has to lose. It's not the end of the world. It just means they're playing a different grade of hurling next year, which you don't really want to be going down. But in fairness, the Intermediate Championship in Kilkenny is a highly respectable hurling pedigree as well. So you'd like to stay senior, but unfortunately it hasn't been your day. And I don't think you'll take anything away from Ballycallan. They probably were that little bit better on the day.
Oh, I think so. The fact that Ballycallan, they certainly started the better team, and that goal all the way along, kept them that bit in front. The dog that gets out of the trap, very often finishes the race the best, and they kept that up all along, fair enough to them. I think as well, the fact that Danesfort found it hard to actually get ahead. We came level, okay, but we didn't get ahead, and that was absolutely crucial. Great goal from Paddy Hogan at the very end there, but again, I suppose, I would be honest and say, Ballycallan's body language all around the field, was that they were up for the fight, and certainly, they're breaking up of attacks. I thought there that just after the water break there, that score from Colin Prenderville was probably one of the most key scores in the whole game, in that it was a turnover from Tommy Ronan, ball drove up, bang, over the bar from Colin Prenderville, that was a really, really key score for Ballycallan.
I know we said it, and I don't harbour on about it, but facts are facts. You did have 10 wides in the first half.
Absolutely.
As well.
Look, any game, let it be any type of game that, it'd be the first round of the league, be it a county final, you can't be expecting to win games, on white tallies like that, So, look, fair play to Ballycallan, they retained the senior status, okay, they have some good, nice young players there, they will drive on, okay, we'll come back now in Danesfort, we'll regroup, we'll look down the lines there as well, we've had a fabulous time with this group of players here,
certainly have, yeah.
Particularly, we say you had Philly Walsh, Robbie Walsh, Paul Murphy, Richie Hogan, Paddy Hogan, all those were on our junior panel in 2006 when we came up for the first time in 75 years, so, and they have given sterling service, every inch of the way. That's 16 years of adult play, so, look, we've got a great amount out of them, listen, I better go here because there's a lead right behind me here.
Well, listen, thanks very much for the contribution during the year as well.
And I shake hands with him anyway.
Right.
The one nearest the heart.
The elbow. All right, that's Adrian Ronas. Derek, thanks a million. Derek Dooley of Danesfort there as well. Adrian, congratulations. I know we spoke about it yesterday, and that grounded out in the end. And Derek was just saying there, what Danesfort found hard to do today was get the lead, but the game was in the melting pot for a long time. But everybody felt you were a little more economical. They had 10 wides in the first half. You picked off your scores better.
Yeah, I suppose the one thing we must remember that they were short that genius and called Richie Hogan.
Yeah, we said that,
and that made a huge difference to our mindset, and obviously made a huge difference to their mindset, because I've worked with Richie Hogan for many years in Danesfort, and Derek said it there. Richie Hogan is everything that Kilkenny hurling is.
Exactly, yeah.
And he's given everything to Kilkenny hurling. If he could do anything today, he would have. He tried to do something in the last 10 minutes. You'd know he wasn't able to. He couldn't. We had the look that Richie Hogan wasn't playing. Now, that could be taken from our lads, but today, our lads, we had 10 under-21s playing, and we had to become men, and we became men. I said it all week in another forum that we were in a corner and we had to get out of the corner, and we got out of the corner, and yes, we were lucky, and any day you play a match and win a match that's that tight, you're lucky, but it's deservingly won by us on the day. The unfortunate thing, I think, because of COVID, and we've said this during times, because of COVID times, I believe, unfortunately, no team should have went down. There's a lot of teams, a lot of counties didn't play relegation this year, and I believe the responsibility and the lack of responsibility maybe was put on some of the players during the year. It's a pity that someone had to go, and I just think it's so unfortunate the year that's in it. It could have been us, it wasn't us. It's easy for me to say that now, but our chairman said this for the last 3 months or 4 months, that the relegation was a worry for everybody because of the times we're in. Look, we won, we're so ecstatic. We're so delighted. This is a young team. We know we weren't as bad as we had been during the year. We had injuries. That wasn't an excuse, but it was a fact. And those players, and then Billy Ryan stood up today again when it mattered most, and we needed those players. But look, we grounded out a great result. It was massive. I mean, people that are involved in hurling to understand what a relegation match is bigger. I played in 4 years ago. It's bigger than a county final.
Yeah, you have to have 2 great years back at senior as well, and it's great now you're going to get a third. It is 2, isn't it? It's gone by quickly. And Danesfort, to be fair, they've been in this situation a few times. And you know, it's not easy for a club when you're going to be coming down to relegation every 2nd or 3rd year or whatever. But that's the life. There's 12 teams in Kilkenny, and that's it. It can only be 12 at senior.
Well, you and I witnessed it yesterday. 2 great. Everyone in the whole country is talking about the 2 semi-finals yesterday. The 2 senior finals, semi-finals, Kilkenny. The standard of hurling is unreal. They're talking about players called Tig Dwyer, Owen Guilfoyle, players that no one ever heard outside Kilkenny yesterday. And these players, and some of those lads out there today, 12 senior clubs in Kilkenny. It's massive to try and stay senior. It's massive to win an intermediate in Kilkenny. That's why the standard is so good. That's why Brian Cody and his team mentors have a lot of good hurlers at their disposal, because the structure by the county board is excellent. It's an excellent structure. It's hard on the team going down. If my heart goes out to Danesfort, of all the teams that I would like to have played today wasn't the day. I would like to have seen Danesfort. I have a lot of great friends down there. It's difficult, but they are a young team, and they have 3 outstanding leaders, Richie, Paul and Paddy, and they led today when it mattered. I know Richie was injured, so they have no shame in whatsoever to have a young team. If you go down with an old team, it's difficult to come back, but they're going down with a young team, and that's why in the back of our minds, if we had to go down today, we were going down with a young team. It wasn't going to be the end of the world. You saw we have a young team coming under 15 days. Sport are doing a lot of huge work. It's not the end of the world. I'd be more disappointed if you were a team going down with an older group, but not going down. They're going down with a young setup. They'll be back. It'll be difficult, and of course it'll be difficult, but today is our day, and we're so happy and so delighted, and we'll take it.
They were happy with the performance. It was a good first half. Danesfort, I mentioned to Derek that I think it was 10 wides they had in the first half, Adrian, and they could have been in the lead if they got some of them, but to be fair to yourselves, Connor was rock solid, and I think Billy got a great goal at a vital time.
Yeah, look, at different times different lads stood up. There was a number of lads missing at different times during the game, but if you'll ask about the performance we got today, we got a team performance today. We hadn't got that all year. Our 6 backs were excellent today. Our midfield came into it in the second half. Philly Cal and Tommy came into it in the second half, and then up front our forwards at different times. And again, Sean Ryan, we weren't getting enough ball into him at all year. And any time he got the right ball and enough ball, he caused damage. They all talk about Billy, but Sean's not too bad.
Oh, he's absolutely deadly. And Shane Butler wasn't too bad either. Picked off 2 lovely scores.
He's a enigma, as the lad says. He's a guy that no one really knows about, but again, if you go back on the year that Graigue Ballycallan went, if you were picking a Graigue Ballycallan hurler of the year, it'd be Shane Butler. He was absolutely outstanding all year, and again today when it mattered most. And to think that he could hit a ball off his right and go a point, you know, I mean, the television will prove it now. He can show his kids that, because I don't think he's ever hit a ball off his right. But he got 2 great scores off his right, but he's been excellent all year. Look, it's a great day for us. We're delighted. I know just other clubs, our neighbours, wouldn't be too happy for us today, but it's great that we instead survive. We think we have something to offer senior hurling in Kilkenny. We think we have something to offer Kilkenny hurling at underage set up. We think we do a lot in Kilkenny, like all the other clubs, and we compete at Ryan A at every level as best we can underage, and we think that as a club that competes at Ryan A, that we deserve to be at senior hurling, so we're delighted to be at senior hurling. Certainly are. Well done, Ronnie. Great. And thanks for coming over to have a chat with us. I know you've been busy with the streaming yourself, but like Mickey with the Borough, you stay away from Ballycallan when it comes to commentaries and streaming as well. But well done on your input during the year as well, and well done to the lads. And I'm not making any difference, but well done to Tommy as well, because I know he had an injury earlier in the year, and Billy had an injury, and well done. And lovely words about Richie Hogan there from you as well. So very sporting as well, and thanks very much. Lovely. Thanks, Brendan.
Okay, Adrian, look forward to seeing you next week or 2 weeks' time. It's going to be a cracking county final as well.
Mickey might be gone missing for the Borough match. Well, so you might be having me on your left. I can enjoy this match. I didn't enjoy today.
Okay, well listen, thanks a million.
Come on, thanks.
Okay, Adrian Ronan there with us as well. So a great day at the office for Graigue Ballycallan. Commiserations to Danesfort and all their backroom team. It's a 115 to 113 win for Graigue Ballycallan. They have sustained senior status in the Kilkenny St. Canice's Credit Union Championship for 2021 for Danesfort. They're back to the intermediate, but they'll do well there as well. As Adrian was saying, fine young team, 2 very young teams. teams here today, and we leave the final word with Davy Cashin. You didn't get your extra time and penalties, Davy, but Graigue Ballycallan, the better team in the end.
They surely were. Adrian, Ronnie said it all there, and they lived to fight another day at senior. Commiserations to Danesfort. It was a great game. I was delighted to be here, being your timekeeper, Brendan. I'd like to work with you again sometime.
You're a sound man.
Well, seeing as they won't let me work or sing anywhere else, it's good to be doing something. But great to be here, great hurling, and well done.
Okay, well done to yourself, and thanks to Alan and the background team, and to Eddie and Eddie Hughes Productions here as well. The game can be looked back. You can look back on it later on. Anybody wants to look back, and thanks for the big number of people that tuned in today here on this live stream from John Locke Park. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. It was the St. Canice's Credit Union Senior Hurling Relegation Playoff with Graigue Ballycallan and Danesfort. As I've said, Graigue Ballycallan have held out here on a final score of 115 to 113. Until the next time, it's bye-bye from Callan, and have a lovely weekend. Thank you.